A new mother often feels conflicted between her love for her child and her desire to pursue her own goals or maintain her personal interests, leading to a struggle over how to define herself beyond being a mother. Her identity that sets her apart from everyone else seems to become blurred because it is now tied up to her child. She is now perceived as a mother of someone rather than herself. Her child's developmental milestones, well being, and behavior become her persona. She starts to lose her sense of self and her individuality, eventually facing an identity crisis. And sadly, most women don't discuss or vent or even realize about their inner turmoil. Let's bring them all out in this episode. Hey mommies! We know you're tired and you're here for a reason.
We are two moms just looking to unwind after a long day. So come join our rants and let's make this journey a little less lonely, one episode at a time.
Welcome to our podcast, Mom vs. World.
Sense of identity is something we developed since we were kids, and we don't really remember how we did it, and as we grow it keeps developing and getting stronger. From the people around you, the environment you grew up in, all the influences, the things that you faced, stuff you had to endure, all these things together build up one whole personality, something that you identify yourself with. But the moment you become a mother, all of that is just supposed to vanish in an instant.
Yeah, it's like you started a new chapter of your life and you're expected to master it instantly. You have to rewire yourself completely to cater to this new baby, and it's really, really tough.
True. I mean, you have to give up on that entire personality that you've worked so hard to build up.
Yeah.
All your priorities, your thoughts, your feelings, your ideologies, your lifestyle, everything suddenly just flips. Imagine all the things that you've learned in school, the things that they taught you in general in life. None of those things are applicable to motherhood somehow.
Yeah, nobody ever teaches us anything about this. It's
Yeah.
like a shocker to us. And also you seem to be failing at all the other things you used to do before, like your career, your social life, your relationships, everything take a hit. And of course your body is not listening to you. That's another thing.
There is a lot of ignorance around this topic specifically. We do talk about other issues regarding motherhood, but this is something that is talked about very little, especially in our Indian households. It's such a taboo to talk about mental health in the first place. It's deemed as some kind of modern and unnecessary thinking. Even if you try to tell someone in your family how you're feeling, I don't think they really get
Yeah,
it.
imagine you go to your mom and tell, I am having this identity crisis. How would they react? They will take it as a joke.
I myself laughed at it, so I won't blame our parents for laughing at it.
Yeah, like nobody gets the seriousness of this.
Yeah, I personally noticed that you have completely become a different person. I've known you as an entirely different person before. Now it's all gone, all of
That's
that.
true. I used to have this impulsive nature. I used to love fun and adventure. I used to be this person whom you can call at 2 a.m. and tell, tomorrow we have this plan. Will you come
Yes.
out? I'll be like, yeah, sure. Not even thinking
Even if
twice.
someone gets into trouble, they would call you to get them out of it.
Yeah. And you know how many career paths I jumped. That is how impulsive I am. I
Yeah.
always love to try new things. I want to do this and that. And so that's how I shifted all the time. And I am completely opposite to that now.
Not just that, there is one more thing that I really, really miss about you is that you used to be a very good listener. People used to come to you and tell their stories, share their problems, and you made them feel heard a lot. But now I feel like you don't have the patience to listen to me even for more than 5 minutes. Even other people probably have stopped coming to you for that.
That's true. I don't have the patience anymore. I think all my energy and my patience, my time, everything is sucked out of me by my son. So I don't have anything left. Even if I did have the time or energy, I would rather just relax and watch TV or something like that, maybe.
Yeah, I can totally relate to that. There are some things that I miss about myself as well. Like right now, I feel like I completely lost control over my feelings and emotions. I get influenced so easily, I get hurt so easily. I've become so sensitive. I feel like I used to be this very strong rock kind of a personality who wouldn't budge very easily.
That's true. I used to call you a robot,
Yeah,
actually.
exactly.
You were like that.
I used to be so content with myself. Now it feels like everything is upside down.
Yeah, now you're also the opposite of what you were.
Yes.
Now you're so emotional.
Yeah,
You get hurt
exactly.
so easily.
And another thing I miss about myself is a lot of people used to be interested in the things I used to do work wise. Harshini is the school designer, she's a concept artist, she works on video games, etc. etc. I love getting asked about that stuff.
Yeah, whenever I introduced you to somebody, they would be like, wow, such a cool job. What does she do? They used to be fascinated with your whole personality, not only your
I
work.
know, right? I really, really
Yeah,
miss
you were
that,
this
seriously.
goofy, dorky person. And look at you now.
Yeah, nobody talks about that stuff anymore. It's kind of sad. Every conversation was about my kid.
That's true. Like, it happens to me too. If I go to some social gathering, all I'll be asked about is my son, about his milestones, his diet, his personality, and everything. It's like I have no meaning without my son anymore. Like everything before that is irrelevant. It's
Past
like
life, yeah,
past
that
life.
that is a tragic loss. Losing yourself like that without any warning. And we keep making these
Yeah.
attempts to bring that old self back, and we keep miserably failing at it again and again. And the more you do that, the sadder it is. It just gets more and more depressing. You keep wanting that so much.
I used to be like that until the last few months. I would still keep thinking about how do I go back to that old self of mine? What do I do to get things to the way they were? I used to keep thinking about this, but then I realized it's not such a good idea to keep mourning that loss. Instead, I think we should start bringing out the bits and pieces of our personality by doing the small things we used to like or giving ourselves some me time.
I think I did start to make some efforts on a small scale, not that huge. So there used to be a lot of these random props on my desk, like little plants and cute pen stands. I had to get rid of all that stuff to make room for baby stuff, obviously. So until recently, my table used to be just mom table, but I slowly started bringing some stuff back so that there is some stuff on my table that means something to me, just me, not anyone else. Also, there is this really sad thing that I had to give up, which I cannot undo, which is I had this huge collection of stationery stuff, this huge box, all these paint brushes, calligraphy pens, etc., etc.
Oh, yeah, I remember
I
that.
gave
Yeah.
all of that stuff away. I didn't even store it anywhere
No.
because that box was so huge. And now I can't bring that back anymore, which is sad.
Oh, that's sad.
Even a lot of old clothes, I just impulsively one day just woke up and decided to give away. Probably a good call, but still, you know.
Yeah, clothes. Looks are one of the major part of our identity, and we lose that once we become mothers.
True.
And remember, we used to get checked out all the
I know,
time.
right? Yeah.
And now no one bats an eye towards us. Even if they did, it is just to say, Auntie, pakak jargandi.
Translation, auntie zara hat jaiye.
Yeah, we don't fit in those old clothes anymore, but we
Not
keep
happening.
them just hoping
Yeah.
that someday we might. But even if we do fit in them, that is not our thing anymore.
Yeah, even if we do get back in shape, the events and the occasions that we go to are entirely different. It's all kid related activities, everything that we go outside
Yeah,
for.
yeah.
So we dress up according to that. We have to think about carrying so many things for the kid. We don't even care about what we really look like.
That's true. And this huge change in our look really affects our confidence and self image, right? That's
Yeah.
sad.
It does.
You go to work, right? You at least get to wear good clothes
Work
once in a while.
clothes, first of all, I don't really fit into any of the old stuff anymore, so I had to just very quickly buy a bunch of things to wear to work. And those are just really, really boring stuff, just functional clothing. I don't even care what they look like. I probably don't even remember what they look like right now. So that's about it, you know. It's not really doing anything to my self image to talk about.
How are you even juggling with both work and kid? I can't even start to imagine. I'm barely able to manage
It
one.
is crazy to say the least. Firstly, it is so much work mentally and physically, in spite of having my in laws helping me out. It is just exhausting. I realize how limited my mind's capacity is by the end of the day. And it doesn't help that I feel so bad for not being a mom for so and so hours. But on the other hand, that job is mine and only mine in a way, you know. It makes me feel like I have something left about me that is just about myself. Doesn't matter what kind of work I do. It's just those hours of separation makes me feel like myself a little bit, just a little bit.
Damn, that is something I really miss in my life. Even though I'm happy that I'm able to give undivided attention to my son and that I'm able to center all my energy and effort towards his development, somehow the world makes me believe that I'm doing nothing all day while I'm working so hard that I lost myself in it.
Yeah, for sure. Identity loss for a stay at home mom is much worse. I totally agree. Because when I get my salary credited or when a project or task is complete, you do get acknowledged at your workplace in some or the other form.
Yeah.
And there are those tiny rewards that make you feel like you did accomplish something in so and so time.
That's nice. I wish I could feel the same way. At least when you're allowed to feel a little bit rewarded for being a stay at home mom, which is hard by the way, then you get to keep that tiny piece of yourself. But I feel like I'm being denied that tiny pleasure of feeling like this is my thing.
This is your thing. I mean, being a mom is one of the most productive things anyone can do, especially being a mom 100% of the time. You know what? Within identity loss, there is such a thing as identity gain. I'm not forcing any positivity here or anything, but what I'm trying to say is that once you realize the capability and the reality of the hard work that goes into being a mom, I'm sure you'll have this fresh outlook in life and you will find new respect for yourself. Before anything else, we deserve our own respect before expecting it from anyone else in society. I really hope we could resonate with you because every feeling is valid in motherhood. If you enjoyed this episode, please follow us for more such content.